Diverse in characteristics, but our worth the same. 195 countries, housing people like you and me. 8 billion people and counting, spread across land and isles of the sea. Different cultures and many nationalities, fills my mind with curiosity. Over 7,000 languages used to communicate. I think diversity is something to celebrate. Of all the countries in the world, I've only yet been to 12. I love to travel, to visit new places, the culture, the language, and the new faces, eating their food and learning their history, and realizing they're not too different from you and me. It is troubling, therefore, to hear of and know about people being cast out for where they call home. It is troubling to hear the racism propelled at innocent people sharing my world. Hatred and envy are spreading too quick by people who can't see past the colour of one's skin. Why can't we embrace the beautiful differences instead of adopting certain prejudices? It's okay to be different, it's okay to disagree, it's okay to live the culture from your home country. It's what makes us interesting, it's what makes us unique. It's what built my character, it's what makes me me. Maybe you are Mexican, Lithuanian, Russian. Maybe you are Indian, Iranian, American. Maybe you are British, Brazilian, Lebanese. Maybe you are African, Australian, or Chinese. Whichever country you are from, whichever land you call home, does not make you more superior than those who are from a different area. Humankind is the only nationality that should really matter to you and me, for underneath our different shades of skin is the same coloured blood giving life to all kin. If you hold any prejudice, envy or malice, if you discriminate or if you are racist, there is no place for that within the human family. Everyone is worthy of respect and dignity. It's okay to be different, it's okay to disagree. It's what makes us beautifully unique. When you accept and welcome and tolerate, then anyone who's different can still be your best mate. I raised my hand first. I realised I was guilty, unknowingly and definitely unintentionally. I held prejudiced thoughts and started to judge because they did things differently to how I was brought up. How wrong I was to assume I know best. How wrong I was to think of them as less. How wrong I was to diss their culture. How wrong I was thinking they were inferior. I'm grateful for the opportunity to learn and to see that I can still love people born in different countries. How important it was for me to discover our worth is not measured by race, creed or colour. If I can learn this, then so can you. Put prejudice aside and let love shine through. For only when we remove hatred from our shores will we prevent and eradicate the ongoing wars. When religions and cultures are different to your own, when they live their life hurting no one, we can choose to accept and let them be. We can choose to educate our own family. For what good does it do to teach our children to hate when otherwise that foreigner could become their best mate? If their religion or culture does not harm you, allow love and friendship to grow between you. Their country's problems or political state does not always mean that they hate. Their country's problems or past transgressions do not reflect the views of that one person. If their country wins the Football World Cup, it does not mean you can beat that person up. How silly is this? Yet it happens for real. We blame an individual for their country's ordeal. Our worth is not measured by race, creed or colour. Our worth is not measured by religion, wealth or gender. A person is of value and born with equal worth, regardless of where they were born on this earth, regardless of how much wealth they were born into, regardless of whether they speak differently to you, regardless of their culture, of their religion, regardless of their country's economic position, regardless of their skin colour, regardless of their country's leader. It is up to you, it is up to us, to lead out and eradicate racial prejudice. We can stand up for and support our neighbours, regardless of whether to us they are foreigners. This does not mean we tolerate abuse. This does not mean we let them persecute. This does not mean we get rid of our culture, unless we can upgrade and make it better. This does not mean we give up our lands. This does not mean we don't fight for what's right. But it does no good to lead out with hatred, for that is the moment war is created. We are all part of the same human family. We all deserve respect and dignity. Love conquers all, and love is the answer. So put your differences aside and become a supporter of humanity, a supporter of the human family, a supporter who welcomes and accepts and tolerates. With this attitude, we can remove hate. What a better world that would be if we saw those foreigners as our extended family. That foreigner could be the doctor that saves your child's life. That foreigner might deliver your food when you're lazy and order takeout. That foreigner might be the dentist that brings relief from your pain. That foreigner might become your teammate and help you win the game. That foreigner might become your teacher when you look to gain a degree. That foreigner can play an important part in your community. We all have potential, and so do they. Please give them a chance, this I pray, so we can prove to them, and they can prove to us, that when given the chance, we can become our very best. Not every foreigner is perfect, but then nor are you. Not every foreigner is well behaved. They at times do things we do. None of us are perfect, but we all deserve a chance. Forgive, repair and welcome, and you might just plant the very seeds that spring forth love, that tears down the barriers that separate us. Love conquers all. Love is the answer. If you do your best to remove bitterness and anger, we really can create a better world for all, for our children and grandchildren who can live life as equals.